So a friend of mine wanted to have this conversation about YouTube, how I started my YouTube journey, what motivated me to start this YouTube journey. Am I still motivated after 3 years of having not so many views on my YouTube channel? Although this is my English channel, I have got a main channel which is on Urdu language. You can see, if you understand Urdu or Hindi, you must watch my Urdu channel as well. What is personal branding? How does the personal branding help in making actually more money? So all these kind of topics we have discussed about social media, to make money from social media and stuff like that. I will not take more of your time while giving this intro. Let's get directly into the podcast.
So, Wali, great to meet you again. And I've been meaning to do this session for a very long time with you. And the reason is primarily I consider you my teacher when it comes to social media, and for that matter, a lot of other things as well, but social media primarily. And if you
Mhm.
recall, I connected with you when I had almost started my channel. Like, not to start my channel, it had been like 1.5 year, but I was very close to monetizing. And I continue to say this now, and I've said this before as well, that if it wasn't for you, maybe I would have closed my channel. So I learned so much from you. This is one. And second, you've also been my support group. So I thought it would be nice. We have a lot of conversations on the side where we talk about things that I want to learn from you and things you want to learn from me, or things that you've learned elsewhere. I thought it would be nice if we can just have that discussion now online, bring it up here, and have that conversation. So I have some new questions for you as well, and some of the questions I've discussed previously with you. I have certain point of views on those questions, and probably I would love to hear any point of view you may have. But let's start
Yeah.
by how about you introducing yourself? Where are you now? What do you do? And then maybe I can take some time to introduce myself, and then we can take it from there.
Yeah, Behrouz, actually, it has been the introduction that you've given about myself is flattering, and thanks about that. And currently, I'm living in Dubai for last 13 years. I've been working here a 9 to 5 job, a normal 9 to 5 lad. I'm here. I'm in the shackles of being just doing that for a very long time now. It was in COVID that, and I always regret that I started a bit late, because I started in, I think, September 2020. COVID hit around March 2020. During this whole time, I was alone at my home because my family was not there. I was completely alone. Alone. I was just watching different kind of YouTube channels and never thought about doing myself. It's a long story how I started, but anyways, I started in September 2020 with my YouTube channel, primarily because I know that a lot of people had misconceptions about finances, personal finances. Actually, they think that a lot of my friends, they think that you can only make money through your salaries, and only if your salary is on a certain level, then only you can become wealthy. And this is a complete absurd mindset that people carried. So that was always in my mind since very long time, because I've always been into this making some kind of money. Although I had different kind of tools at my disposal, which were not the best of the tools that I was using at that time. And through this YouTube channel, I also came to know a lot of people who made me understand how investments work. And then I also propagated my own philosophy through my YouTube channel. So YouTube started because I'm the 9 to 5 job that I'm doing is primarily towards data analysis. So I love data. So YouTube is giving me a lot of data. Since I started the channel, I didn't tell anybody that I have this kind of channel, and it is I'm uploading videos and like that. After 6 months of uploading channels, these videos, one of the colleague in my office came to me and he said, "You've got a YouTube channel," and I was really surprised to hear that, because I never like posted my YouTube videos or anything like that on my personal social media handles. So I was actually surprised, and I came to know from him that he was searching for some content for some information, and I happened to just upload a few days back about that particular topic. And then I came to know that this is very powerful, that somebody I know, and I never meant to tell him about this thing, because I did I because I don't want them to know actually that I'm doing this, because of some you can say a realization that I'm not doing very well. It's not something which everybody wants to see, or it is maybe the cringiest content that I'm making. So I'm not ready to show this to the world, but people are watching that, and they're getting benefit from that. Was really mind blowing for me. And then I came to know a lot of other people, and then after the first upload, I somebody in a mall recognized me, somebody in the airport recognized me, and then the data itself that YouTube was giving me was actually mind blowing again. So you can take the content anywhere, and nowadays I would definitely ask anybody, if somebody asks me, I would definitely recommend anybody, whoever it is, to have some kind of social media presence, not their own personal, but they should build up their own personal brand, which I'm trying to build for myself as well. I've been making content for last 3 years, and I have evolved from that. I didn't know a lot of things when I started YouTube channel. It's not only about creating content, but about personal branding, like how should you speak. I tried now articulating better than before. So a lot of things YouTube has taught me, and then this is also impacting my own family as well, because initially they didn't understand what I'm doing, but eventually once they see that things are creating impact, my own family members earlier were skeptic of what I was doing. Then eventually now they watch my videos, they discuss with me, they send me WhatsApp. So this all scenarios were changing, although still I get a lot less views that I was expecting from because I do videos in Urdu language, or you can say Hindi language, whatever you want to say, because while I'm saying it, people who understand Hindi or Urdu, they would understand that. So so basically, anybody who understands these languages will relate to it. And I talk about very common things which I believe are very common, and they these things are not something which somebody has to see a video, or let's say go to internet to understand. But then I realized that these common things are missing from many people's life. So then I came to know, then this brings a lot of content idea in my mind as well. And then as I grow, I meet a lot of people. I receive a lot of comments as well, and this improved my own understanding of finances and these things. So all in all, I would say the whole journey has been mind blowing for me, life changing for me, by the way. So much so that I can now think of leaving my day job, not as yet, but maybe down the line, after maybe 2 3 years, I can think about that. A very thought after retirement as well can be planned through this whole of my journey. Again, I would say I attended one of the summits here in Dubai, where they have mentioned that it's not the quantity of people who are following you. Maybe you have been followed by, let's say, 1 million followers, or let's say you've got 2 million subscribers, but the quality of subscribers are important, and that I can see from my audience. I've got like a crazy kind of people who are hungry for information, which can come from me, or I can learn from them as well. So that's about my YouTube journey. A lot of things happened during this whole time, so we'll delve into it as we progress through this podcast.
Cool. Thank you, Wali. And I took a few notes as well. I think we need to peel a lot of things that you mentioned. But let me quickly talk about my YouTube journey as well. I started
Yeah.
also after COVID, and
After COVID, and
the
what time,
the
around what time was it you
yeah,
still regret that you started late during COVID?
it's yeah. I do regret. COVID time was amazing time, and I had nothing to do except watching content. And if I would have
Yeah.
realized this is what I can do and how I can use time, I wish I had used that time. I would be in a very different camp today if I started early. But anyways, it's
Mm.
never. It's better be late than never. So
Yeah.
I started, and this is one of the things I want to talk about as well, which you said, the fear, which is I also had the fear that if I put a video, I have to speak in English. English is not my. I prefer to speak in English. English is not my first language, so people will make fun of my accent. People will make fun of the way I speak. My friends will joke about me, and they did. By the way, my friend did. But you know what? My friends were never my target audience. like people who I know from my college, from my university, or let's say my colleagues in my office, they were never my target audience, because I always thought it would be Wali who would be watching my content. But Wali is not watching my content. My content is being watched by many other folks who look up to me, who want to be like me. And just to introduce myself, I have a 9 to 5 job. Started with Procter and Gamble in Pakistan, and then I moved to Canada, and now I'm currently in US. I'm working with the Lego Group. So there are many people who look up to an individual like this and go like, "Oh, I wish I had such a career path as well." And during that time, I also lived in Dubai as well. So Pakistan, Middle East, Canada, US. Wow. Now, for someone who is already there, my colleague next door, who's from Pakistan, who's also moved to USA, they don't care because they've achieved it as well. They know how to go about it. And I always thought this person next to me, he's a Pakistani guy who's moved to US, my best friend, he would be watching my content. Rather, he doesn't care about my content. So, and I was fearing him that he would be judging me. I don't need to fear him. I don't need him to judge me or fear about him judging me. I just need to worry about the many other people who would be aspiring to look up to me. So that's the fear part. Now, another piece which Willie, I would want to talk to you about is you mentioned about personal brand, and I want to talk about why is it important to make a personal brand. Why is it important? Like, I have a 9 to 5 job, I'm doing good in my career, my boss has promised me a promotion. Should I really care about going on YouTube? Should I really care about going on social media, LinkedIn, anywhere else, and trying to do something about it? Or no, I'm just happy. So what are your thoughts? And I have some point of views on that as well.
Yeah. So basically, for me, I dread my job. So it's I hope my colleagues are not watching. Or colleagues are fine because I just hope my boss is not watching. Colleagues are fine because they also dread it. So basically, for me, it's a completely no brainer. I just want to leave my 9 to 5, and then although the job is good, I've been in the same domain for last 20 odd years, or even more, and it's the same job. It's the same domain that I'm working in. So there is nothing wrong, or I'm not saying that I'm ungrateful of having this job. It's very good. It's the job which has got me here, and also my content has some reflection of my job as well. So it is fine. But the thing is, if you don't like 3 years back, nobody knows me from YouTube's perspective. And if these 3 years have not passed, maybe it's still the same. Only I would be sending WhatsApp to my friends and colleagues and universities fellows on my WhatsApp groups, and that's it. And those were my circle. But now my circle has evolved, and it has gone to, I've got almost 45,000 subscribers on the YouTube and different channels. I've got different other platforms. I've got more subscribers. I've got 2,000 email subscribers as well. So my social circle, or let's say my, yeah, social media circle has evolved. That was only because of my personal branding. And I always talk about you say that like you have to monetize something. If you are having hobby, or you have anything which you want to carry forward to sustain it, you have to monetize it. Personal branding is just one step towards monetizing something. And I just want to, again, as I said, if I was doing a business, maybe nowadays you see many entrepreneurs who are having very good businesses. I can see a lot of people here in Dubai. I can see a lot of people in the US, a lot of people in Pakistan as well, where I come from. They are doing very well in their businesses, but they do their social media campaigns themselves. They don't hire third party people, or let's say agencies. They are there. They are the face of their businesses. So because of that, we've seen a lot of people like, um, okay, Ali Abdal kind of people. They are their own brands. But I know, let's say, I don't know if you guys know about a group here in Dubai which is called as Denu Properties. These guys, actually, there is one guy who's Rizwan Sajan, and he's the guy everybody knows. Danu Properties is nothing without Rizwan Sajjan, and he made it like that because although on the backside maybe the business is self-sustainable, but right now on the social media you can only see this guy. He does not have to come to social media, bring up his own personal brand to make videos and these things, because he is already, let's say, he doesn't have 9 to 5 as well, so he's out of 9 to 5 thing. He just have to progress. He just have to, let's say, to improve his situation, or make it sustainable for his business. So either you do the business, either you do the 9 to 5. I think personal branding is very important, and because of that, I think we can make a lot of impact, because once we say that, I was just listening to a podcast. They were saying that becoming let's say a salesperson, and what we are doing right now is sales and marketing only. Sales and marketing is like, let's say, if I'm doing a content, I'm marketing myself, I'm selling something, let's say, or I'm selling my experiences. Because this is the only thing that I can, let's say, I don't have anything to sell right now. I don't have any courses to sell right now, but I have my experiences to sell. Maybe people are, like, let's say, watching me just to see what I have experienced throughout my life, or throughout, let's say, one of my investment journey. So for that matter, now, as you pump in more content, you become more relevant, and you make up your own brand. Once you make your brand, you can eventually sell anything you want. And I would again say, I am all into monetization, and this is a very important building block, what for whatever I'm doing. Although I would say it's still ethical, I won't go into anything which is and I've denied a lot of brand deals which calls me out for crypto and these things. So it is important to be sustainable and ethical as well while you're building up your personal brand. So the same question from my side as well. It would be really I would be interested to know that I've seen your journey. So a person, let's say, I know a lot of people as well, who are, let's say, well established in their 9 to 5 career, or even their businesses, but they won't at all start a YouTube channel. And you've been a CFO of a well reputed company. What made you do this, actually?
So, well, it's two things. For me, there were two things. One is things are going good. You're getting promoted. You have a great career. Nothing bad has happened to you yet. Yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something, or this is life. This is life, and you will have instances where either the company will lay you off, because not because you are doing anything wrong, just because it's the
Hmm.
tide. 2008
Yeah.
financial crisis happened and people lost their job. The best of the
Yeah.
people lost their jobs.
Yeah.
You are eyeing for a promotion and you think you'll get it, you deserve it, you're the right person, but something happens just because they want a different color there. Maybe they want to hire more diversity and they want to hire more black people in US, and you're the white guy, and they just don't hire you just because they want equal representation, or they hire a female because they want for good reasons, and there's equal representation, and then you don't get your promotion. So if you think you have got it, everything is working out for you, it will change. This is life. Time goes up and down. So don't rely on your current identity. And it happened to me. When I moved to Canada, I lost my CFO title, I lost my job. By lost, I mean I resigned and I moved by choice. But then I had to start my career all over again. And that's when I had the realization that this is all temporary. I need to make sure that I have other identities. I cannot just identify myself as CFO for PNG Pakistan. I need to have other
Hmm.
identities. And this was my way of creating more identities. So this is one. And second, which is related, is financial freedom. So either you
Hmm.
become an entrepreneur, you start a business, you do something on the side so you can be financially free. And why free? The reason for you to be financially free is not for you to have a yacht or go on vacations. It is only for you to do whatever you want, whenever you want, with whoever you want. Your choice. Like today, I would feel like waking up at 9 o'clock, going to work. Good. Tomorrow, I don't feel like it. I want to do something else. I can choose. Today, I can't choose. I can't choose. I have a 9 to 5 job. Whatever projects that are given to me, they're given to me. There are projects I like. There are projects I hate. But I have to do it. There is no financial freedom. When you're young, you don't realize this. You think you have the entire life in front of you. You're 25 and you don't even think of retirement. You're like, retirement? It will never happen to me. I will continue going on this path, being a career guy, and keep doing well. It's only when you start to call it midlife crisis, whatever, and you start realizing one, time is very short. There is little time
Hmm.
left, and you rather invest all that time in doing something that you enjoy. And I realized for the most part in my career, I was doing things just because I was told to do those things. Everyone around me were doing it, and I thought this is how life is. And I kept doing it, not realizing, do I even enjoy it or not? So I want to create that space, that financial freedom for myself, where I can do things which I enjoy. Now, of course, the YouTubing part, there are pieces which I don't enjoy, there are pieces which I enjoy, but there are always ways to outsource them. I cannot outsource a project or analysis or my presentation making that I have to do. I have to do it
Yeah.
myself, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So these are the two things for me which were kind of critical here.
Yeah, exactly. The points that you've mentioned, all of them actually is the way it is sounding to me, except for the fact that I'm not on to let's say professionally speaking, I was not a CFO or CTO, let's say, so I was not on that level. So automatically, I'm more prone to let's say taking such kind of decisions because I feel that because there was a very I don't know if this is a I've heard somewhere that a person who went into interview and the hiring manager was there sitting and he grasped that the person who is coming for the interview is very good, but at the same time he probably does not like the job or he won't fit in the company. So he asked him, uh, uh, are you going to let's say what is your end goal after 10 years? Do you want to sit in front of let's say on this table like I'm sitting here, and this is my position and you want to be like that? He said, after a pause, he said, no, actually not. So he said, just don't do this job. So what I was always after this YouTube journey, initial 6 months after that, I was thinking, where can I go at max with this current job? At max, maybe because I'm living in Dubai, so I have still some let's say bottlenecks. We cannot climb the ladders, let's say, for various reasons. For even if we climb the ladders, where the maximum I can do within the let's say within the boundaries or within the company that I'm working in or within the domain I'm working in. So I have limited let's say leeway now because of the age as well. But here, while I'm creating a content, it gives me immense independence. And also I've done a lot of by the way a lot of side hustles in past, and all of them were in profit, by the way. But eventually I had to leave them. I had to leave them because with my day job I cannot continue those. I have to either outsource them, which was not the best of the things I was able to do. I had to give a lot of time to those side hustles I was doing. But at the same time, this side hustle that I'm doing, the YouTube or let's say content creation, this I can scale it at any level. Currently, let's say I'm having 50,000 subscribers, I can go to 500,000 subscribers with the same kind of effort. Or let's say I'm getting 2,000 views, 3,000 views on a video, I can probably go to, let's say, 20,000 views with the same kind of effort. So I don't have to do a lot of things to scale now. That's the thing which this current social media, people don't understand that, but this is a thing which a conventional business will not enable you to do.
Completely agree, Wali. I like the points you made, which is with YouTubing or with social media, you can achieve scale very easily. Now, I want to
Yeah.
make a segue as well, and but I want to use some of the points you made and make a segue to the point where if someone has bought into the idea that yes, they want to start their own social media journey, their YouTube journey, how should they think about it? How should they go about it? So the segue I want to use is going back to the previous example where I'm working, I'm in a corporate job, I'm ranking high and high. I did not know any better. And the reason I did not know any better is because, as Jim Rohn says, you're an average of 5 people you associate yourself with. So all my 5 friends were in P&G, were looking to get promoted, were looking to get to the next level. So the beauty that happened with this YouTube thing is, one, I started, and I will talk about how I started and all. But the other thing is the support group I found in with you, the WhatsApp group that we carry, where there are other creators like yourself. That is where I kind of changed my friends. And now I'm not just average of those 5 people who I knew from workplace. Those are not just my 5 friends. One of my friends is you, and I become an average of you as well, including all of them. And now I know better because now I know there's someone who's doing it, there's someone who's working on it, and I've made friends with him. I'm learning from him, and he's inspiring me and all. So it is very important. My advice, and this would be one of the advice that I would share in this videos, and more advices would come as well. Change your circle of friends. Find those new people who can take you to the expanded level other than just running in the same lane. Because if you don't want to run in that lane, you have to change your friends. You have to, even if you don't jump the lane, this is fine, but change your friends. So you start looking at other lanes that are available and possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Because now I feel disconnect when I go to the office, and when the normal guys talk about, let's say, sports, talk about politics. Because in office you talk about these things. Once you get free from your work, you will talk about such kind of things. Or let's say at max office politics, uh, not even office politics, office work. And sometimes people drag those kind of things. The work has the work does not have to give, you don't have to give such kind of time to the work, because work, if you do efficiently, it ends very quickly. But if you don't have anything else to do, then you think about a lot of things which are not productive within the work that you're doing. So that's why I'm now disconnected from my colleagues, and they understand that as well. But the good thing is that most of my office colleagues watch me, and they know where I'm coming from. And earlier they were not understanding that, but now they are understanding, and they are appreciating that as well. That's a good thing. Because earlier, uh, until it was, I would say, at a certain point, they didn't understand. They were not saying to me directly, but they were thinking that probably I'm just wasting my time. But now, after this 3 years, and 3 years is a big, it's a big window of time that I have spent on. And considering that I had no prior experience, or I'm doing something which is not in entertainment space, I feel that if I was probably in the entertainment space, I would have grown more. But the thing is, with the YouTube or with the content creation, it's again, as I said before, your audience matters. If your audience is a set of, let's say, 1000 people who are able to invest anything on your recommendation, versus there are 1 million followers who are already broke, and they're just watching you, and you're doing it for the views, it won't help. So you're absolutely right. You have to change, and automatically, once you start doing social media, and that's not only for the educational content, that's for all kind of. I've seen people who are in entertainment space as well. They also face the same thing, and I've seen people giving the interviews and doing the podcast and telling us that once you get into this, let's say, content creation journey at any of the platform, you will eventually lose your old friends, most of your old friends, and you will create new ones.
No, I love that, Willie. Now, since I assume by now whoever is listening, they're convinced that yes, having a social media presence, having a side hustle is very important. But now they're questioning, how do I go about doing it? So I'll share a framework that I have, which I used. And the framework that I'll share is I didn't know about it when I was doing it. But now when I look back, I go like, okay, this is the framework I use. So I'll give the example I had and the framework I use. It's the Ikigai framework. Probably you've heard the phrase, or it's a Japanese phrase with
Japanese, yeah.
regards to having a
Mm,
purpose and all. It has a
mm,
few, it has different circles. So one circle is about things that you're passionate about, like you really enjoy. You really, if you talk about them, like maybe it could be cars, it could be personal finance, it could be coaching, teaching, stuff like that. And those are the things that you are like passionate about. And then you make another circle and you find things that you are good at. Like I love cars, but maybe I'm not a good driver. I love music, but I'm not a good singer. I don't know how to play. I just like music. And then you find the third thing that you find is what world needs, what people are looking for, what they want. And the fourth circle is monetization, like for something that people will pay you. If you make a combination of all these circles, you'll find in the middle something that you are passionate about, you are good at, the world needs it, and they will pay you for that. Now, let me tell you how I used it. So, a friend of mine, she called me and she dropped me a message on WhatsApp and said, "I'm moving to Canada, and she's a ex PNG colleague. I want to move to Canada, and I want help with how should I secure a job in Canada." I First I was writing a message to her, and then I was like, this would be a long message. So I dropped her a voice note. It was a 7-minute voice note, long voice note. And when I dropped it to her, I explained to her exactly how you come, how you network, how you find a job, blah, blah, all the steps, all the steps I took in finding a job in Canada and settling in Canada. And in response, she sent me a 30-second message saying, this is wonderful. What a great piece of advice. I never, like, I was looking for this, I didn't find it, and this was so amazing. Now, in my mind, I was like, okay, there is a question that someone has, and that someone thinks I have the answer for that question. And I gave them the answer, and they liked the answer. So this was kind of my, I was starting to create my Ikigai, and I was like, okay, this is something I can monetize on because someone wants to know about it. They think I have an answer, and I gave them an answer, and they liked it. And hence, the next day, I sit in front of the camera and I delivered the 7 minute speech that I delivered for her. The same 7 minute
Wow.
speech, and I put it on YouTube, and I'm like, if she needs it, other people need it as well. It's just like saying, if, because then I tell people, I like, think of the times when your best friend or any friend called you and said, "Hey man, I'm buying a car. I need some help. Which kind of car should I buy?" This means there's someone who wants to buy a car and they don't know which kind of car they want to buy. And you are someone who they think may know about cars. And then you give them a message,
Hmm.
and if they like it, that is your ikigai. That's your thing where you go like, "This is my purpose." And you can start your YouTube channel, your social media exactly with that particular topic. So this is kind of my advice, how I figured it out. Now, going back, I'm
Yeah.
putting all the logic to it, but this is the
Hmm.
logic, I kind of a framework I suggest
Yeah.
for people to use.
Yeah, so this is very nice actually, that you've explained. But for me, to start with, it actually, to again, as I said, it was a long story why I started the YouTube channel. It's a different aspect. I was not starting the YouTube channel for the money. First of all, I just started to make my point about investing. That was the first point. But later on, after let's say 6 months into YouTube content creation, I got my first dollar made through this YouTube. How was that? Because I was investing in one of the platform, and they had referral options that you can invite your friend into that platform. And I just spoke once for that platform, and that's it. And then after a month, I was just having a look at my because there were notifications coming from that platform. I was ignoring them. Later on, once the amount was credited into my account, I came to know that this was all through the YouTube. This was the first light bulb moment that I came to know. Okay, this is the way I can create more money through YouTube. At that time, I was not monetized on YouTube, and then after that, I got monetized as well. So once that happened, plus then I started watching more videos, because I till that time I didn't know that how to make more money. I mean, more how to create more streams of income through YouTube, or let's say any social media. And then the floodgates open, and then I came to know currently. I had just I was just reviewing my Excel sheet, and I was just having a look, and I came to know that I was having almost 26 streams of income through my YouTube, through my passive income, and through different things. All those incomes were having either, let's say, some of them having only $5 in a month, and some of them are having $1,000 or $1,500 in a month as well. So all in all, for last 3 months, I'm getting a lot of streams added up, and then those are converting into my you can say my what should I say that? Anyways, that like they are boosting me my confidence in my job, in my daily routine as well, because I know that I can just leave my job if I want to. Not as yet, but because those streams are not you can say it's not consistent. One more thing I just want to it just came into my mind. The power of YouTube, the power of have a personal brand, it came to me as a realization just recently. There was one issue with my wife's knee, and we were very worried about that, and we had to do multiple tests for that, and we had to do one MRI, and we went to one of the hospitals in Dubai, and because of after we took a second opinion, we had to go to another hospital. When I went to that hospital, my wife was limping there, and then we were going for the MRI. There was a doctor who just was passing by, and he stopped and he looked at me, and he was like from South India, and he said that, "Are you Wali Khan?" And I said yes. He said, "Okay, I'm actually." He got very excited, and he told me that I've been watching your videos, and I invested a few in a few platforms that you mentioned, and I'm very happy that I found your channel. And then he showed me then and there that he invested 50,000 dirhams in one of the platform, and 60 70,000 dirhams in another platform. And anyways, at that time we were not in a mood to rejoice that. But later on, when we came back, the result for the MRI came. We were still perplexed because there was some complications. My wife said, "Why don't we go to this particular doctor as a third opinion, because he was a fan of yours. And then she had a look on the website of the hospital, and that we found that he's qualified, and he's a senior doctor. So I said, why not? We took the appointment of that doctor. We went there. He was actually surprised to see us there in his room. And then first he listened to us constantly for 30 minutes. I don't think so. I have seen any doctor interacting with us for that long. He listened to us. He studied the full case history. He took all the reports. He advised us, and actually he advised very well. And after that, we were happy on that, because it was the thing that we were hoping for. After that, when the consultation was over, he said, can I take a selfie with you? And then he started talking about his own finances. There were some patients waiting for him as well, but he talked about so many things that he was actually, he was saying, can I have your number, can I have your WhatsApp? I was okay with that, because I know that I would get some benefit out of him as well because of this case. So that's one case, and there are so many cases. And I'm really, I after this content creation journey, I've met so many people that I might have not, if I didn't start my YouTube channel. So that was one of the takeaways, that apart from the monetization, the circle changed, the friend circle changed, again the same thing. So your exposure gets wider. That's something which I definitely ask everybody to try. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. I mean, I still have to. I'm still not outsourcing anything right now for various reasons. I had so many issues with outsourcing, but it's not easy at all. I have to work, let's say, 5 to 8 hours a day for this YouTube channel, apart from my 9 to 8 job. So it's not easy, but again, it gives you reward.
I completely agree, Wali. And I also didn't realize the influence part of it. So when people come to me, because my channel is more coaching and similar to yours as well, you're doing financial coaching, I do financial and career coaching. And when they come to me and just a thank you from them, it just means so much. Like the high I would get by giving a presentation to a top management, I thought that was the
Yeah,
high, max high. But this high of when
yeah,
people come and have a sincere thank you and appreciation for your work and how you influence
yeah, yeah,
them
yeah.
is just tenfolds. So completely agree. Now we've talked about why YouTube or social media is important, how you can go about starting it. Like if you have no clue you want to start it, how do you find a topic or what you should be doing. Third thing is you found a topic. Let's say the topic you found is personal finance, and now you what you want to do is you want to start. So how do you go about starting, like equipment, lighting, the money that you want to invest? Any idea, any tips, suggestions on that?
Yeah. So basically, we'll not talk about content part yet. We'll talk about that as well. But let's say, to start with, of course, you have to have a camera, or let's say you have to have a mic. Uh, when I started, I struggled a lot. If you see, because I've got all my videos on my channel, and the day one video is also there. I used to make content in my car because there was no issue of the lighting. Even till date, so there are some times that I do video on the car as well, but there are different reasons now. But at that time, it was solely because I didn't understand the lighting. For 6 months straight, I didn't understand how does the lighting work. The very small technical things that I now understand, it took me a lot of time. That's why mentoring is also important, because if somebody if I reached out to someone who I could have paid, and then could have taken the lessons out of it, I might have been ahead in the journey. But again, the experiences that I have gone through, they are also I mean, I don't regret that, because I learned a lot of things by going through that kind of thing. So basically, anybody starting the YouTube journey, they can start through a simple smartphone, because all the smartphones have the camera. Mics, if you can invest a bit, it's not much, you can invest in mic as well, and then just go about it. In the start of first year, I was shooting it through my iPhone 11 Pro. That was the only gadget I was having, except that I was having some mics as well. And then I purchased some mics which were not working and then working. So it's a complete technical thing that we can delve into, but it will take a lot of time. But to start with, you just have to have a simple thing. It's the content which is important. The things that you are delivering is important. Sometimes the raw content goes viral, and sometimes you make all kind of efforts and it does not do well, just because the content, the people who are resonating to it, that is important. How people are resonating to it.
Thank you, Wali. So, a few pitch-ins from my side. One is, as you rightly said, you can start with your camera. You don't need to invest in any equipment. I usually say don't go ahead of yourself. Like, I could have gone and bought an expensive camera, expensive setup, beautiful setup, and everything, but it takes time. The expensive camera, expensive setup would not have gained me followers faster. So I rather don't get ahead of myself. I rather stay with my progress. So start with the camera. I think two things which are important is lighting. So either, as you said, either you sit in a car where you get fresh lighting, or you get some cheap lights, put them in front of you. And second is being audible. So make sure you have a nice camera, and an audio device. And even if it's not an audio device you have, then make sure you're audible. Like you sit close to the camera where it doesn't seem like you're coming from the far or it's kind of muffled. So those are the two advice that I have with regards to equipment. Um, in
Yeah,
terms
I
of
mean, after that,
sorry,
there is one more important thing. If you can afford, I would definitely say, if you can afford, invest in one of the better laptops. If you can afford, otherwise you can do anything. Even nowadays, editing can be done in the phone as well. But having a good laptop will eventually help you optimizing things and increasing your productivity. So that is very important. And then editing software as well. I would definitely not ask somebody to buy to begin with. There are options which are, let's say, cheaper or even free as an edit, because editing is also important. Because once you are delivering something and you are just nobody, people will look for the editing. Because now, some of my core audience, I won't do anything, I would just say something, maybe 300 400 people can view that video without me editing anything, just uploading a raw video. But when I was starting, I had to look into editing. I had to do things which will appeal a wider audience, people who haven't seen me. So editing is very important. And to begin with, you cannot hire an editor. And I've seen examples where people have, from the day one, hired the editor and it didn't work. From the day one, they use the cameras, fancy cameras, and that didn't work. So it has its own time. You have to give that time, and then only it will translate into success.
yeah, well, yeah, I'll give another example. Maybe I've shared this with you before as well, but I'll just repeat, and I've said it a couple of times, which is every time I've succeeded is when I've told myself not to get ahead of time. As Warren Buffett says, you can't have 9 pregnant women deliver a baby in 1 month. It will take 9 months for a baby
Yes,
to be delivered. So, uh,
yes, yes.
my example is I wanted to teach myself how to play guitar. And I tried a lot of time. I bought the fanciest of the guitars because I could afford it. Because I was like, if I spend more, maybe I can play better. It didn't work because I always needed instant gratification. When I've invested so much, I want to play song tomorrow. When I've invested so much in my equipment, have an editor, I want 1,000 followers tomorrow. But it doesn't happen. So what happens is you get frustrated and you leave it. So I was like, okay, I will make the investment so minimum, so low that I don't get frustrated. And my investment in guitar was I bought a cheap guitar or average guitar. And I said, I will only spend 5 minutes a day playing it, not more than 5 minutes. I would put a timer. And as soon as the 5 minutes were done, I would put it on the side. And I did for 3 months. If you do something for 3 months, 5 minutes every day, you eventually start
Yeah.
learning something. So I picked up one song. When
Yes.
I played one song, I enjoyed it. And then I started playing more and more. So this is the advice I have for people as well. Don't go ahead of yourself. Like there are people which we have on our WhatsApp group as well who are like they'll go into, and I've spoken this before as well. Make a YouTube video, go make a TikTok as well, make an Instagram video as well, make a Facebook video as well, edit, fancy, but you invest so much time not realizing that you won't get the gratification tomorrow. It will still take
Yeah.
some time for you to get that pick, that followership. And when you don't see it in 10 days, in 20 days, in a month, you go like, I was sacrificing my family time, my play time, my fun time, my weekends for this, and I only have like 100 followers yet. I hate this. And then you drop it. So what I did for my YouTube as well, and maybe again this is another advice, which is not just on the equipment, but even when I'm making videos, I said I will make the process so simple, so simple. Like there was a time when it would take me a lot of takes to make a video. So I would make a 10-minute video and it would take me 1 hour. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I'll make a 5-minute video. I won't make it more than 5 minutes, because if I make a 5-minute video, I will be done in 20 minutes. 5-minute video will take me 10 minutes to edit. So this is a whole 30-minute process. And I will just upload 5-minute video. And that's what I did. I did it for one every week. And then I was like, okay, I can do this. I'm getting some followership. Let's make a 10-minute video every week. I can do this. So give yourself that social proof that you can do this.
Hmm.
Similarly, sorry, I'm expanding more on this because I really want to make sure this point goes across, because this is one of the important points. Because I'm very much into nutrition and workout, and people come to me and they ask me, what workout should I do? And I tell them, you should do the workout that you can do every day, every single day
Yeah.
that you can do.
Yeah.
If that means 10 push-ups, just do 10 push-ups, because 10 push-ups done every day for 1 year are far better than 1 hour exercise that you do for 1 week or maybe 2 weeks, and then you don't do it for the rest of the week, rest of the year.
Yeah.
Just do those 10 push-ups and do it for the full year, and that's what will give you
Actually,
the win.
yeah. Actually, I made the same video for you making an analogy between investing, between doing YouTube, and between the gyms as well. So if you're doing consistently consistently and doing good in YouTube, same for consistently investing with no let's say fancy things into your mind, but just investing consistently. Similarly, going to the gym and doing right things consistently will eventually get you what you're looking for. Also, again, as you pointed out, you have to remove the friction. And I'll just give you some examples that I was going through, and recently as well. Even right now, I'm having so many friction that even right now I am okay to shoot a video in my car, because I have a good setup now, but still I have so many things that have added into my gears that it has to still find. I have to still find some time before I set up my video thing. Just to give you an example, this mic that I'm using, I am not wearing any t-shirts like the ones which are without the collar, just because of this mic. Because this mic, I have to put it in, and then it will fall off, and it will not look good. Yes. Now what I've got, just recently I've ordered this through Amazon. There is a magnetic clip with this specific mic, and what you can do is just place it anywhere inside and then place a magnet on top of it. It doesn't look bad, it looks actually good. So this is one of the friction that I will remove, that I can, even if I'm in a t-shirt with which is not having the collar, I can easily sit and shoot a video. This is one of the friction. I'm just giving you an example that how you have to remove the friction. Similarly, there is one thing I came to know. One of the subscriber gave me a feedback, and it was very rightfully said that when I was starting the videos and I was making some videos, I was gaining some traction. I was sitting in a on a chair with check shirts, which were having some let's say checks or stripes shirt, both of them. Those I later on realized that they were not appealing to a wider audience, and they were complaining about it, that we were distracted because of your checks and because of your stripes. Then after that I came to know that okay, for the YouTube you have to keep things simple, either maybe white, black, blue, but it has to be simple. It doesn't have to be checks or stripes, because these things you come to know at a much later stage. But if I might have taken any course, maybe somebody would have taught me this. So there are so many frictions that you can remove. If you're thinking that a camera, I mean, shooting from a camera and shooting from a mobile, it will create a lot of difference in let's say image quality. But if you talk about the friction, the phone will definitely give you less friction, and you can just pick up your phone and start shooting. So whatever you can do, you should do without going into much technical details.
Completely agree, Wali. And I like the one thing that you said, which if I have to phrase it differently, is perfection, progress over perfection. So don't
Yeah.
look for perfection. Just start it, because see, there will be people or there will be followers who will tell you how you can get better, or you will realize yourself, because you only get better by doing it. You can't expect that day one you make a video and it will be your best video. I've heard people say this, that you get cringes when you watch your first video, and that's the case with me as well. If I watch my first video, it is the horrible video I've ever seen in my life. I get
Yeah.
cringe. It's cringeworthy and all, but it's just because I you don't you you have to let go of that fear of saying that it's a bad video, because you have to go through the process. And that's why it's said that quantity over quality. So produce more, and that's how you will improve, as against just trying to
Yes.
find that perfect video. So that's
Yeah.
another important piece.
Another point, I don't know. I mean, maybe we'll touch it later on. I'm definitely uh, interested to know on about this facts perspective from your side about the niche. But let's talk about the niche in a bit once we go into that.
So cool. So Wali, another question I have, which is, let's say someone has decided on the I want to do personal finance. Now you're doing personal finance, and but then that person thinks, okay, I know about personal finance. It's my passion. I'm good at it. People have called me about it as well, and they want to know. But Wali is already doing it. So should I still make a personal finance content video or
Hmm.
channel, or should I not?
Hmm.
Because Wali is already doing it, and there are many like Wali who are doing it as well. I would be just
Yeah.
another person in the noise. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, actually, I give the analogy for this question very easily because I've seen. So a new iPhone comes, iPhone 15 Pro just recently launched, and you've seen. I have seen at least 15 videos or 20 videos from different content creators of the same phone. Why I'm watching different? Even I have got my phone with me as well. But why I'm watching those videos that I already know what is going to be there in the video, just because I want to see the perspective. The perspective is important. So maybe my perspective of investing in the US stocks is different than somebody else, and maybe they are and we are investing maybe the same amount of portfolio into the US stocks, but the reason that I'm giving is totally different than what maybe the third party is talking about. So although people are talking about it, but your perspective matters. And if people are following you for you and people are following you for your perspective, maybe the news is already there, but you will explain it in a different way, or you're talking about something in a different way. So I'm always into YouTube, people say, is saturated, and too many content creators are there, even though I don't agree to it. But even if that is the case, then there are people hungry for knowledge, and probably they will come to you, or even hungry for entertainment, and they probably will relate to whatever you're saying. So there is nothing as let's say too much of content.
So I agree, Wali, and I because I had that thought as well, and people would go like, "I said, what new you have to say than Simon Sinek, or some other
Hmm.
career coach guy, or some other personal finance guy? What is different or new that you would be saying?" And what I realized is that there are two things. One is you are unique, and it is best for you to play who you are versus playing someone else. So there was a time when I was making some content where I would just copy James Clear. Whatever he was saying, I would just copy that, and it wasn't working. The reason it wasn't working is because I am me. There is already a James Clear, there is already a Simon Sinek, and people can go and watch them. I need to talk about my experiences because no one in this world can talk about my experiences and personal finance together, my experiences and career coaching together. So, this is one. Second is, it is much easier, I've realized, when you were in college, when you were in first year of your college, it was much easier for you to learn from the person who was in second year. You would go to
Yeah.
them and, uh,
Yeah.
hey brother, can you share some notes, can you teach me, can you would not come to someone who's left the college 10 years and is in the professional life, because he
Yeah.
cannot guide you, that person cannot guide you.
Yeah.
So you have to be, so people want to learn from someone who is just a few steps ahead of them, and there will
Hmm.
always be those individuals who are just few steps behind you because they don't want to learn from Jeff Bezos, because Jeff Bezos
Hmm.
is an alien to them. They can learn from me or you because we are on the path and they are 2 3 steps behind the path. This is second. Third is relatability. When I was in Pakistan, I knew about Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, but I could never relate to them. These people were aliens to me. They were white people in North America talking a different language, coming from different institutes, colleges. So I could not relate to them, but I can relate to Ali Abdal to some extent, Pakistani boy. I can relate to Junaid Akram, Brown, Pakistani content creator, and there are many other. I can relate to you. You are a content creator. You are ahead of me, and I can relate to you because if you can do it, I can do it. But if Jeff Bezos can do it, I don't know if I can do it.
Yeah, I might not be able to reach to his level. Same, I'll give you an example. What blown up my channel, I would say blown up it's a relevant term, because maybe for me the blown up means 20,000 views, 30,000 views at that time. So one of the videos went to search engine of the YouTube, and it was getting search views. That was for the newly launched Roshan digital account in Pakistan. That was an initiative from the government, who whoever is whoever is Pakistani based out of Pakistan, not in Pakistan, they can create a bank account easily from their home country, or let's say from the country they are residing in, very easily. Earlier, you have to go to Pakistan and then you have to open the account. Now, once this product was launched, there were so many videos on internet about this product, but there were very few videos from people actually who are using it. So when I made this video, people were relating to it, and people were looking for it, because those videos the other channels were posting, those was like, basically they were explainer videos, not somebody who used the product itself. But when I uploaded the video, I was using the product, I was outside Pakistan, I was actually relatable to many people. So that is the point. I mean, maybe the content is already there, but your perspective and your practical knowledge is probably missing. So people will definitely watch you.
Cool. Thank you, Ali. Now, let me move to another topic which you kind of alluded to, and I struggle with it. I don't know how much you struggle with it. Is sticking to a niche. So even once you found a niche, you say, okay, I want to do personal finance. I've struggled with it because I have multiple niche on my channel. I've seen channels where there are multiple niches as well. So how important it is to have a niche? One, how important it is in your mind to have one niche versus multiple niches? Or as against the best topic video. So, for instance, we talk about Ali Abdal as well. There are videos Ali Abdal have on gadgets. That's not his niche. His niche is more productivity. Now, you can argue you can add gadget as part of productivity, but then you can add anything as part of productivity. For instance, I have career success, so financial success is also career success. So I can talk about financial success as part of career success and all. So you can bring everything up, but then you agree that it would be expanding the niche. So, any thoughts on that?
Actually, I have been struggling with the niche thing, because although I would say always that I have got my core niche as personal finance and productivity, but the problem is these are again very wide subjects. So if I talk about personal finance for a Pakistani perspective, a person who is living in Pakistan, it's totally different than someone who is from Pakistan and living in Dubai, let's say, or let's say an Indian living in Dubai, or even let's say somebody who's understanding Urdu or Hindi living in US or UK. And fortunately, I've got the following from all over the world, whoever understand Urdu or Hindi. So the thing is, their interests are varying. So for me, sticking to a niche, even though within the niche, is very difficult to gather the traffic. Now you can understand that I've got almost 50,000 subscribers, 45 to 50,000 subscribers, and sometimes when I upload the video, it is only carrying, let's say, 300 views, 400 views. And sometimes when I upload the video, it normally carries 5,000 views. It is a huge and then once it goes into search or let's say browse features, it can have, let's say, 200,000, 300, I think 500,000 is the maximum that I've got on one of the videos. And then initially, when I was making the videos, I was not looking into niche a lot. I was just exploring YouTube. So just to give you an example, I was doing I made a video about lottery, and I was just reading somewhere that how you can do good in the lottery, and I just made a video out of it. And I was relating, there is a lottery in Abu Dhabi, which is a which is called as big ticket, and I just use it name, and I use the thumbnail. And initially it was fine, it was having similar kind of views that the other videos were carrying, but later on it came into search, it came into browse features, and it was having, let's say, my whole channel was having, let's say, 1,000 views at that time, and those videos were having, those there were two videos I made, those videos were having 800 views. I was actually terrified with that, because those were not my niche, and I didn't want, I don't want those videos to go into masses. Otherwise my niche will be skewed. So that happened, and because of that, I still am not happy with the kind of subscribers I gained. But anyways, I kept those. I didn't let's say unlist those videos, because eventually I made a content out of it. I made at least 5 or 6 videos showing that, see, these guys who are watching the videos for lottery, they're not good, and they will not help you in any case. So I have let's say content for those kind of videos. But again, even now, I make videos regarding finances within Pakistan. I make videos regarding finances, let's say, for someone living in Dubai. I make videos for people who are in Canada, US, and want to move to Dubai, uh, based on their, let's say, personal circumstances or finances. And similarly, people, let's say, living in Dubai, let's say, living in Dubai and want to move to, let's say, somewhere else, and want to take away their money. These are all wide variety of subjects that I'm touching, and having different kind of pockets of niche. So not all the 50,000 people who are subscribed to my channel will listen to or will watch my such kind of video. And then there is another niche I'm exploring into, is real estate. All of them are related to personal finance, except for the lottery bit. But at the same time, different geography, different timeline, different age group, different let's say type of people will watch. Some of them will watch, some will not watch some. And then on top of that, some of the videos I make are only for myself. So I recently made a video about tech gadgets that was only for myself, and that gathered only 300, 400 views. And I knew that while I was making, and I spent a lot of time making that video, but I knew that it will not have that kind of views. But I have different kind of, let's say, vision for such kind of videos and such kind of content that I'm making, because eventually I'm again thinking about monetization. So niche is very difficult, and you have to be niching down when you are starting. But once you are let's say expanding, at that time you might test or do some experiments, but be aware that those experiments will result in less number of views. And I know about that. That is why I'm not worried about video having less number of views, because I have deliberately done that. But if you want views, then you stick to niche. Otherwise you will not grow. That's what I have seen.
I wanted to disagree with you till you said when you're starting niche down. That I completely agree.
Hmm.
So when someone is starting, they should pick. It should be like, I'm exaggerating, but if the niche could be that I will just make a video for my neighborhood, that's it. Only my
Hmm.
neighbors will watch. That's good enough, because if everyone in your neighborhood is watching it, you have success. So start with niching down. However, what I've felt now is, as you broaden up and as you expand, YouTube, the videos that I see on YouTube, for instance, I've subscribed to your channel, but I don't see every YouTube video that you create on my feed. There are very specific videos which will come. So, for instance, I'll tell you what. If today you make a video on Israel versus Gaza, it will show up on my feed because I'm watching such stuff. And suddenly, Wali Khan makes a video. He's a personal finance guru, and he makes a video on Israel or Middle East conflict. I will YouTube will show it to me because they know I've subscribed to you, so I like you. And you're making a video on content which I'm watching, and suddenly it matches and it will show me. So it is not necessary for you to stick to your niche. I think it is necessary for you to make content which is relevant, which is good quality, which can go places. So this has worked for me as well. My core
I,
niche
I'll,
is
dig- I'll explain this in a bit, but let's finish this first.
okay.
Yes.
So my core niche is PNG, how to get into PNG. And I made a video on predictive index, which is also to do with job hunting, job hiring, but in the same umbrella, but slightly different. And that video just took off because no one else in YouTube has made that video. No one has done a good job as much as I have done, and people love it. People started to reach out, so it started to rank up. And I've never done predictive index before. Like PNG is something I know, it's my resume, but predictive index I did, and it kind of flew. And similarly, I did another few videos which kind of just took off because they were needed. And this is what happened with Ali Abdal's video on, I think he did a video on iPad, different iPads versus Kindle and all. And it took off because people were searching for it. So Ali Abdal making a content on Kindle versus iPad, and suddenly it takes off, just like you making a content on Israel versus Gaza. So, anyways, I know you have a point of view on this, so I'll pass it on to you to explain why this
Yeah.
happens. And does it mean, should I stick to my niche, or does it mean that it is okay for me to look for good quality content?
So first of all, for me, I'm sticking to a wide niche, and I'm sticking to it. Like, I'm not saying that okay, these productivity videos will not work on my channel. I won't make it. I'm not doing that. I'm only not doing them enough. So that is one thing. But I'm making them. Also, the gadget videos sometimes I make, but I know that they will not work because I'm not making them enough. This is one thing. Second thing about I disagree with you for the matter that you're saying that let's say if I make a niche related video, or let's say out of niche video, but you are searching for that one, and eventually it will pop on to you. But the thing is, I have seen a lot of I'm following a lot of bloggers. So sometimes what happen is that I lose interest in one of the blogger, and I just stop watching them. Okay, but and I completely forget about them. But eventually, after 2 months, one video pops up, and then I'm again interested, and then their niche has not changed. So I just lost the interest at that time. I stopped watching their let's say YouTube showed me 3 or 4 videos of them. I didn't watch them. And then YouTube thought that okay, I'm not interested anymore in this person. Later on, after 2 months, somehow I got this person again for any reason. It's not about the niche thing because these guys are still making vlogs. They're not talking about any specific thing. They're talking about their own life. So one of the video comes and then I start watching again. So that's the thing. Uh, if if let's say I make constantly for 3 or 4 uploads, I'm doing non niche related videos, and people stop watching my content just because of that. Maybe after a month, even if I upload a related video, that will not appear in their timeline. It is highly possible, and I've seen this as I said, as I've given you the example. And then some of my videos, when I upload, some of them don't go well in the beginning. Later on, same old subscriber come to it after, let's say, 5 or 6 days, because that video is doing good overall. Then it goes to a wider audience, and then they come to me and then say, okay, I forgot you, I don't know why the YouTube is not showing me on your feed. So I've seen that if you're away from the screen for the reason of not being niche down, you can it can cost you views as well. And those people who want to watch you will eventually not watch you. So it depends. Again, I'm not saying that I won't upload non niche videos, but again, this is the cost that you have to pay.
Okay, now, Wali, I think this is where we have to agree to disagree. Um, I think, for instance, resolution, New Year resolution. It's the time of the year when you make a New Year resolution video. It has nothing to do with your niche. And it will show up in my
Yeah.
feed because I am looking for New Year's resolutions as well. I think it's more so, unless you are a channel who has told everyone and who's called out yourself as a niche channel, let's say, and your name of the channel is such as well. It could be, let's say, hard skills channel, soft skills channel. That's a soft skill channel. You'll only talk about soft skills. You cannot talk about Middle East. But
Hmm.
when you are the brand, Wali Khan is the brand. I want to know Wali Khan, who is so good with money, what is his take on Middle East? What are his New Year's resolutions?
Absolutely.
What is he
Absolutely.
do? Is he moving to Canada or not? What is his point of view on moving to Canada or not? I just want to know because I
Absolutely.
just like the guy so much that I want him to talk about everything. I know, even for instance, we know Ali Abdal is from Pakistan, and maybe that's why as well. But there was last time when the Middle East conflict happened, he said, I've been bombarded with people reaching out to me to make a content on this.
Hmm.
Same with Junaid Akram. He says as well, because it's the need of the hour. The audience watches it because your audience is not just watching personal finance. So that's an audience cap. That's an audience cap. I think there is an element of what YouTube promotes. So when you make a video on career, YouTube goes like, oh, this guy knows about finance. He doesn't know anything about career. So maybe I won't promote his career video. But I think it's not a follower issue. It's more of a YouTube issue. But as you said, that eventually those videos also start to pick up, because if it's a good career
Yeah.
video, it will pick up because I want to know what has Wali done with his career that he's able to retire so early and have a YouTube channel and all. So I'm interested in you, not your niche only.
Yeah, but those people are less. That's the thing. I mean, out of 50,000 subscribers, maybe 100, 200, 300 people are those who really wants to attach to you. But a majority of them are coming to you just for the knowledge. and whatever they and that's why the retention rate of this is another topic, by the way. The retention rate of educational videos is always low. And I was thinking earlier that it was low for me, because for me it's around 40% at max, 50%. Some of those are 50%. Otherwise it's hovering between 35 to 45%. When I say, let's say, retention, it means that somebody is watching the video completely. Let's say it's a 10-minute video, somebody is dropping at 7 minutes, somebody is dropping at, let's say, 4 minutes, somebody is dropping at 5 minutes. So let's say my average throughout the channel is around 5 minutes to 4 minutes if it's a 12 minutes video. So, but if we talk about, because I've seen a lot of creators retention, those who are vlogging channel, and those are successful vlogging channel, those retentions are insanely high, like 80%, 85%, because people coming for for the content that we are making, they are coming for just, I feel it's very few people are relating to us. I mean, there are people who are relating to us, who want to see us, but many people are coming just for the knowledge. And even we are telling about different links, we are talking about different referrals. Sometimes those people cut off at that point as well. So I've seen that as well. So it is important to know that it is important to understand the realities as well. We are not into entertainment business, that's the thing.
Yeah. Okay. So as I said, Wally, we have to agree to disagree here, and I don't have a final word, by the way, on this. It's just my my partial opinion. Like, it's not like I know for a fact. It's just my opinion. I still feel that when I follow someone as an individual, I follow that person for. So if I see a video that you have on investing and I don't follow you, it just means I wanted to know the content. I got the content. I got my answer, and that's it. But once I follow you, I'm interested in you. And this is how it works with the, for instance, Stephen Bartlett, the Diary of CEO, the podcast. He will have random guests. He will have Jordan Peterson on his podcast, and he will have other different guests on his podcast. Now, you can argue podcast is a different ball game, but I would still say, if if a niche can, if expanding a niche on podcast can work, probably expanding a niche on videos can work as well. But I know it's.
Yeah, yeah, I'm completely agreeing to you, because that is the reason I'm uploading those videos which I know that will not gain the views, but I'm still uploading them because I want to expand my niche, but on the cost of course, views. So that has to understand. Everybody needs to understand that once you are out of your niche, the views will drop. But if you are really interested in expanding, you have to keep on going. That's the thing.
But this is what, Wali, I'm saying, that there might be some video which will just strike, and you don't know. It may be out of your niche, and it will still strike just because it was relevant at the time. It was the right video. It touched something. You did the great job, and you did a great job, and no one else did it. You made a video on how to get into PNG, and there is no one else doing it. While your topic is no one. So, for instance, no one else has done a video on how to get into PNG except me. There is a one other video, but I did it. Let's imagine I didn't exist in this world. It's you making a
Mm,
personal finance video. You have 500 videos, and suddenly you make a video on how to get into PNG. I can assure you,
mm,
your video will fly. Now, the point is, can
mm.
you carry on with that? And the person who liked your video, can you still entertain them? Probably not. Or probably yes. That is a different question, which is now you have to also entertain that follower who came on your channel because of PNG video. That's a different question. And I think that's also a niche question, but that's a different problem. But the video will still fly. Uh,
So I just want to ask you, how does it feel like once you see the videos? Because I've been going through this lately. If it's coming, let's say 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, let's say 10 out of 10. When we mean, when we say 8 out of 10, it means that last uploaded videos, 10 videos, your current video is ranking at number 8 or number 7 or number 10 in terms of views of the last uploaded 10 videos. So how does it feel like?
Oh yeah. So anything which is below 5 is soul crushing. But you know
Mm.
what I've done is, now when I upload a video, I give it a number in my mind already. I know there are videos which are 1.
Yeah,
I know which are videos which are 5, and then there are videos, as you said, which you do because either you like them or you think it may fly, or you want to expand your niche, which would be 10.
yeah,
So since
yeah,
I've predetermined those
yeah.
videos grading. It's less of a shock. Now, the shock is only when I think someone thinks is 1 and it ends up being 6, then it's soul crushing.
Yeah,
But otherwise, since I've
yeah,
already kind of given the ranking to my videos, it is okay. I'm fine, as compared to many others I've heard who really feel bad about it because I think they've not decided. or for them every video is a one video. For me, every video is not a one video. I know there will be certain videos which will be five or
Yeah, sentiments are
10.
mutual, I guess. These are the same. But and I know few videos, by the way. There are few videos I upload. I know that they will not work for the first 10 or 15 days
That's
because
true.
they are
That's
search related content, and they will not come into search for few days, and I just upload them and forget about them. And then after 15 20 days, I start to see their traction, and this I come to know after these whole like 500 plus uploads. I come to know this, that you there are such related content that you have to upload to get some lead magnets. I mean, to have it as a lead magnet. And then there are existing viewers you want to entertain as well. I mean, you need to reach out to them, and those are different kind of videos. So there are all kind of tactics that you can use, like thumbnails and titles are very important in YouTube. It's not as important in any short form content, but in YouTube thing, it is very important. I've seen a lot of creators talking about not outsourcing everything. They outsource, but the only thing they don't outsource is thumbnail and title. They have to give it themselves. A lot of big creators, they cannot compromise. And I believe I'm still struggling with this thumbnail and title. Sometimes if the topic is interesting, in any case it will get clicks, but many a times you have to plan it properly. This is something which is I'm still struggling.
I've not been able to find the answer to the thumbnail piece as well. There are times when something just works, and there are times it doesn't. I have a feeling that when it's an entertaining content or content related to entertainment, thumbnail is far more important when it's versus educational, because educational is more search content. You don't search for the next dance party. You search for how to get into PNG. Now, how to get to PNG can have a shitty title and a crappy thumbnail. It's fine, people will still click on it. Relatively, I'm speaking. But if it's an entertainment video, a music video, it has to have a good thumbnail and all. So I've kind of figured that
Yeah,
out as well.
yeah, you're right. You're right in that entertainment videos or vlogs content will have more clickability compared to us, because we are, again, it's depending on the topic as well. I just wanted to give you the real life example. One of my one of our creator community in Pakistan, the guy came to Dubai. He came to Dubai to make, let's say, 30 videos just like that, because he wanted to have a different kind of community now. So he thought that, okay, let's because he uploaded videos related to traveling within Pakistan, and his videos were very good. His way of communication is also good. He has very loyal following. um, but he thought that, okay, come, I'll go to Dubai, make different kind of content. Maybe I would gather different kind of community. And he's still making vlogs. So once he came to Dubai, he met me as well. uh, when he came to Dubai, it was like once he was uploading on his YouTube channel, it was gathering, every video was gathering around 20,000 to 50,000 views per video. But when he came to Dubai and he started uploading from Dubai, those Dubai videos were gathering him 5,000, 10,000 views. And in the beginning, he was thinking that maybe because his geography was changed, YouTube is doing something with that. And he was saying, I'm afraid that it is because I'm uploading and I'm coming, I came here and I'm uploading from Dubai. He sent the videos to Pakistan. He uploaded from Pakistan. That still didn't work. He almost shot, I think, 15 or 16 videos. He had to rush back to Pakistan for something else. He went back, he was not able to come back. And in the meanwhile, he got some opportunity to travel along all over Pakistan in one of the very nice car. It was a Land Cruiser, but it was a truck. It was a huge truck. It's not a normal Land Cruiser. It was a custom built Land Cruiser. And if you see the thumbnail, you really want to click that. And when he went back, he was gathering at least 200,000 views on those videos. He uploaded or at least, I think, 5 or 6 videos after Dubai trip, and he was getting almost 250,000 views per video for each of those videos that he's uploading with that truck in the thumbnail. Not only the thumbnail, the video content is also good, because he was driving in the snow as well with that truck, and he was having so many challenges. So his then I called him and I told him, see, you were talking about Dubai videos, those were not resonating with your existing audience. That is the reason your videos were not gaining views, and you were afraid that because of your geography change it was happening. It was not happening because of that. It was just because your audience is not resonating with that. So your existing audience need you to upload the northern areas or such kind of videos that are involving extensive outdoor travel. So that is the reason I believe that niching down again has some impact. But again, there are people who upload anything and that it will gain millions of views. So, but we are not those kind of people. I know, at least for now, I'm not that kind of person.
Yeah, so I think we'll stick to the advice, which is when you're new, and probably we are new as well, you stick to the niche, and once you become big,
Yeah,
you expand. Well, yeah, I think we should call it a day based on this disagreement we've had, because we've had a lot of agreements, and this is one place where we disagree, and disagree in a good way. As I said, I don't have a final word, you don't have a final word, and we are still learning.
yeah, yeah.
But I think we've had I've committed a lot of time as well, and so have you. I think what we should do now is we should break the this video and make it a part one, and probably we should connect again and find time on each other's
Sure.
calendar and continue with this topic, because I have a few other things. Like I want to talk about how do people find topics. That's one question which comes to me as well. People say, okay, I have 5 topics, I can make 5 videos, but then what should I do next? Second, I think another important thing I want to talk about is how do you manage a YouTube channel with 9 to 5? Because people go like, I'm very busy, I have a 9 to 5 job, I have family commitments, how do I manage this? So that's another piece which there is a lot of learning which can come from you. I can learn a lot
We're
from you.
we're shooting this at 1 a.m. in Dubai time. So
Wow.
this is one of the things. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we should call it a day for now. And thanks for everyone for watching. Please do
And
share
there
in
are
the
other
comments.
topics as well. I want to talk about CPM. I want to talk about revenue model. Because we didn't discuss this, that what are the avenues that we can make money through YouTube. We touched it, but we didn't expand on that. And there are other things that I wanted to also ask you. So yeah, we'll just break it here, but definitely we'll do a second part based on the comments that we get from this video, and if people are still listening at 1 hour 20 minutes mark.
Cool. Thank you, Wali. It was nice chatting with you, and thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.